12 Shocking Fact About Nicaragua, Where Clothes Are Optional for Women Travel Documentary. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Nicaragua? If your answer is, where exactly is that? Don't worry, you're not alone. This Central American country is often overshadowed by its neighbors, but trust me, it's got some of the coolest, weirdest, and most fascinating quirks you'll ever hear about. From traffic jams caused by horses to a failed $50 billion project that was supposed to rival the Panama Canal, Nicaragua is anything but boring. So grab a snack, sit back, and let's dive into 12 mind-blowing facts that will make you want to book a one-way ticket to this underrated paradise. Fact hash 1. The Dual-Volcano Island Ometepe. Rising dramatically from the waters of Lake Nicaragua, Ometepe is one of the most unique islands in the world. It's the only island formed by two volcanoes inside a freshwater lake: Concepcion, the active and perfectly cone-shaped volcano, and Madeiras, a dormant volcano covered in lush jungle and waterfalls. This surreal landscape has made Ometepe a paradise for nature lovers, hikers, and backpackers looking for an off-the-grid escape. The island is full of hidden gems, from ancient petroglyphs left behind by indigenous peoples to natural springs like Ojo de Agua, where you can take a refreshing dip in clear, mineral-rich waters. Hiking to the top of either volcano is a serious challenge, but the reward is an incredible view of the entire lake and surrounding countryside. Despite its remote feel, Ometepe has a welcoming and laid-back vibe, with small villages where locals greet visitors with warm smiles. Life here moves at a slower pace. There are few cars, Wi-Fi is spotty, and most people get around by bike or motorbike. Whether you're looking for adventure or just a peaceful retreat in nature, Ometepe is an unforgettable destination that captures the essence of Nicaragua's wild beauty. Fact hash 2. The mystery of the Somoto Canyon. One of Nicaragua's most breathtaking natural wonders, Somoto Canyon, remained virtually unknown to the world until 2004, when a group of scientists rediscovered it. This stunning canyon, carved by the Coco River over millions of years, features towering cliffs, crystal-clear pools, and a maze of caves perfect for exploring. Before its official discovery, locals had always known about it, but it was never mapped or studied in detail. Today, Somoto Canyon has become a must-visit destination for adventure seekers. Visitors can hike along the rocky cliffs, jump off waterfalls, or float through the narrow canyon on inner tubes. The best way to explore it is by taking a guided tour, where you'll swim, climb, and wade through the canyon's winding passages while surrounded by breathtaking rock formations. Since it's located near the Honduran border, it remains one of Nicaragua's less crowded tourist spots, offering a raw and untouched experience. If you're looking for an off-the-beaten-path adventure, Somoto Canyon is one of the best-kept secrets in Central America. Fact hash 3. Lake Nicaragua, home to freshwater sharks. Lake Nicaragua isn't just any ordinary lake. It's the largest in Central America and one of the only places in the world where you'll find freshwater sharks. Yes, you read that right. This massive body of water is home to bull sharks, a species known for its ability to survive in both saltwater and freshwater. Scientists believe that thousands of years ago, these sharks swam in from the Caribbean Sea through the San Juan River and eventually adapted to life in the lake. At one point, Lake Nicaragua's sharks were so famous that fishermen hunted them for their fins and meat, nearly wiping out the population. Today, strict conservation efforts aim to protect these unique creatures, but sightings are still rare. However, locals love telling stories about these lake monsters, and their presence has only added to the lake's mystery. Aside from sharks, Lake Nicaragua is home to countless islands, including Ometepe, a stunning volcanic island that has become a top travel destination for adventurers and nature lovers. Whether you're kayaking through the lake's islets, hiking a volcano, or just soaking in the scenery, this massive lake holds plenty of surprises. So which fact about Nicaragua left you speechless? Let me know by commenting the number of your favorite fact below. Let's see which one gets the most votes. Fact hash 4. Nicaraguan women and the U.S. border. For many women in Nicaragua, learning to swim isn't just a leisure activity, it's a survival skill. With economic hardship and political instability pushing thousands to seek a better future in the United States, some women take extreme measures to prepare for the dangerous journey north. The Rio Grande, the final natural barrier between Mexico and Texas, has claimed countless lives due to its unpredictable currents. Those who can swim stand a better chance of surviving the crossing. Some women even practice swimming in rivers and lakes before attempting the journey, knowing that the difference between making it across or not could be life or death. Smugglers, known as coyotes, often lead migrants through treacherous routes where the ability to swim can be the only thing that prevents tragedy. This harsh reality highlights the desperate lengths people will go to in pursuit of a better future. While this is just one part of the larger migration crisis in Central America, it's a sobering reminder of how geography and survival skills intertwine in unexpected ways. Fact hash 5. The $50 billion rival to the Panama Canal. Back in 2014, Nicaragua announced a jaw-dropping plan, a $50 billion canal that would rival the famous Panama Canal. It was supposed to be longer, wider, and capable of handling even the world's largest cargo ships. Funded by a Chinese billionaire, Wang Jing, this mega-project was expected to transform Nicaragua into a global shipping powerhouse. At first, excitement ran high, promises of economic prosperity, thousands of new jobs, and a chance for Nicaragua to finally compete on the world stage. But then reality hit hard. Environmentalists sounded the alarm about the canal's potential destruction of Lake Nicaragua, the country's largest freshwater source. Indigenous communities protested, fearing displacement from their ancestral lands. To make matters worse, Wang Jing's fortune took a massive hit when China's stock market crashed in 2015, leaving the project without the financial backing it needed. Today, the so-called Grand Interoceanic Canal remains nothing more than an abandoned dream, with no ships, no construction, and no sign that it will ever happen. Meanwhile, the Panama Canal continues to dominate global trade, proving that bigger plans don't always mean better results. Fact hash 6. Why wear clothes? Shoes? Clothes? Optional. In Nicaragua, footwear is more of a suggestion than a necessity. Across rural areas, it's completely normal to see people, kids and adults alike, walking barefoot, whether they're heading to school, working on farms, or even strolling through town. The tradition is rooted in both practicality and cultural heritage. In the countryside, many families can't afford expensive shoes, but even those who can often choose not to wear them. The warm tropical climate and soft dirt paths make barefoot walking a comfortable and natural choice. But it doesn't stop there. Some indigenous groups along Nicaragua's Caribbean coast have historically worn minimal clothing, a tradition dating back centuries to when the region's indigenous peoples adapted to the heat and humidity. While modern influence has introduced Western-style clothing, in some remote villages, people still embrace their ancestors' way of life. Even in urban areas, it's not uncommon to see barefoot vendors, laborers, and even children running errands with no shoes in sight. Far from being a sign of poverty, it's a lifestyle choice that connects Nicaraguans to their roots, embracing a more natural and unpretentious way of life. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 15 shocking facts about Nicaragua was the most surprising? Type the number of the fact that blew your mind the most in the comments. I'll be checking and replying to my favorite answers, so don't be shy. Let's get the conversation going. Fact hash 7, a country of colorful festivals. If there's one thing Nicaraguans know how to do, it's throw a party. Festivals here aren't just events. They're full-blown, high-energy explosions of music, dance, and centuries-old traditions. One of the biggest and most vibrant is La Purísima, a religious festival dedicated to the Virgin Mary. It's like a mix between Christmas and Mardi Gras. People sing, light fireworks, and even give out candy and small gifts to those participating in the celebrations. Another unmissable event is La Griteria, where people flood the streets on December 7th chanting, "Quien causa tanta alegría? La Concepción de María." Who causes so much joy? The Conception of Mary. To which the entire crowd roars back in excitement. But it's not all about religion. There's also the Hippica, Nicaragua's famous horse parade. Picture beautifully decorated horses prancing down the streets, riders in cowboy hats sipping rum straight from the bottle, and entire towns turning into one big party. And then there's El Güegüense, a UNESCO-recognized satirical dance drama where performers wear colorful wooden masks and mock the Spanish colonizers. Whether it's honoring saints, celebrating independence, or just an excuse to dance in the streets, Nicaragua's festivals are a dazzling, can't-miss experience that embodies the country's joyful and rebellious spirit. Fact #8. Favorite spots in Nicaragua. With stunning colonial cities, active volcanoes, and paradise-like beaches, Nicaragua has something for every traveler. One of the country's most famous gems is Granada, a city that looks like a postcard with its brightly colored buildings, cobblestone streets, and Spanish colonial churches. Just a short boat ride away, you'll find Las Isletas, a group of tiny tropical islands where you can rent a kayak and explore nature at its finest. For those who love the outdoors, Ometepe Island is a must-visit. It's home to two breathtaking volcanoes, Concepcion and Maderas, rising dramatically out of Lake Nicaragua. Here, visitors can hike through lush jungles, see ancient petroglyphs, or simply relax by the lakeshore. If you're after something more extreme, head to Cerro Negro, where you can go volcano boarding. Yes, you can literally slide down an active volcano on a wooden board. For beach lovers, San Juan del Sur is a laid-back surf town with golden sand, wild nightlife, and some of the best waves in Central America. Whether you're into history, adventure, or chilling by the sea, Nicaragua offers a little slice of paradise for everyone. Fact #9. Traffic jams? Blame the ox carts and horses. Well, the ox carts and horses. Forget honking cars and road rage. Nicaragua's traffic jams are caused by something much more old school: ox carts and horses. In many rural areas, these traditional forms of transportation are still the norm. And even in cities, it's not uncommon to find yourself stuck behind a slow-moving ox-drawn wagon carrying sacks of grain or fresh produce. Horses, too, play a huge role in everyday life. Whether it's cowboys herding cattle, kids riding bareback to school, or entire families using them as daily transport, horses are a common sight on Nicaragua's roads. During the annual Hippica Festival, horse traffic takes over the entire city, turning streets into an equestrian spectacle. Even police officers in some towns patrol on horseback instead of in cars. While modern cars and motorcycles are becoming more popular, these traditional transport methods remain a charming and sometimes frustrating part of Nicaraguan life. Tourists often find it amusing, but locals see it as just another day on the road. So if you ever visit and find yourself stuck behind an ox cart, just take a deep breath, enjoy the slow pace, and remember, this is Nicaragua, where life moves at its own rhythm. All right, now it's your turn. Which of these shocking facts about Nicaragua surprised you the most? Was it the barefoot traditions, the abandoned $50 billion canal, or the traffic jams caused by ox carts? Drop the number of your favorite fact in the comments below. I'd love to hear what blew your mind the most. Fact #10. Nicaraguan cuisine: corn, cheese, and hearty meals. If you love simple yet flavorful food, Nicaragua's cuisine will win you over. The country's dishes are deeply rooted in indigenous and Spanish traditions, with corn, beans, and cheese playing a starring role in most meals. The national dish, gallo pinto, is a comforting mix of rice and beans, usually served with eggs and plantains for breakfast. It's so popular that Nicaraguans eat it almost daily, and locals will argue that their version is better than Costa Rica's, a long-standing debate between the two nations. Another Nicaraguan specialty is quesillo, a delicious street food made of soft cheese wrapped in a freshly made tortilla, drizzled with cream, and topped with pickled onions. If you're in the mood for something hearty, Nacada tamales are a must-try. These giant tamales are filled with seasoned pork, potatoes, and vegetables, then wrapped in banana leaves and steamed for hours. For those who love crispy textures, tostones, twice-fried plantains, are the perfect snack, especially when paired with churrasco, a juicy grilled steak. And of course, no meal in Nicaragua is complete without a cold Flor de Cana rum cocktail. Whether you're sipping on a macua, the national cocktail made with rum, guava juice, and lime, or just enjoying a smooth glass of aged rum, Nicaragua's food and drink scene is all about bold flavors and satisfying portions. Fact #11. Eating on a budget: super cheap living costs. Nicaragua isn't just an amazing place to visit. It's also one of the cheapest countries in Latin America to live in. If you're on a tight budget, you'll be happy to know that you can get by on as little as $500 per month, and even a more comfortable lifestyle costs much less than in Western countries. Street food vendors sell full meals for as little as $2, and local restaurants, called comedores, offer plates of grilled chicken, rice, beans, and salad for around $3 or $4. Even a fancy dinner with drinks rarely costs more than $15 per person. Rent is equally affordable. One-bedroom apartments in cities like Leon or Granada can be found for around $250 a month, while beachfront rentals in San Juan del Sur go for as low as $400. Public transportation is also dirt cheap, with local buses, known as chicken buses, costing less than 50 cents for a ride. Even long-distance travel between major cities rarely exceeds $5. If you're looking for a place where your money stretches further, Nicaragua might just be the perfect destination. Fact #12. Baseball over soccer? In most Latin American countries, soccer is the undisputed king of sports, but not in Nicaragua. Here, baseball reigns supreme. The sport was introduced by U.S. Marines in the early 20th century, and over time it became deeply embedded in the national culture. Today, baseball stadiums across the country are packed with passionate fans cheering for their favorite teams. And games often turn into all-day social events filled with beer, loud music, and street food. The country has produced several Major League Baseball (MLB) players, with the most famous being Dennis Martinez, who became the first Nicaraguan to play in the big leagues and even threw a perfect game in 1991. Local leagues like the Liga de Béisbol Profesional Nacional attract huge crowds, and young kids in Nicaragua are more likely to dream of becoming baseball stars than soccer players. Even the way baseball is played in Nicaragua has a unique flavor. Games are fast-paced, rowdy, and full of intense rivalries, especially when teams like Leon and Granada face off. While soccer is still played and enjoyed by many, baseball remains the heart and soul of Nicaraguan sports culture. So if you ever visit, don't be surprised if people are more excited to talk about home runs than hat tricks. And that's a wrap on 12 shocking facts about Nicaragua. Which fact surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below by dropping the number of your favorite one. If you enjoyed this travel documentary, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Want more mind-blowing travel content? Make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. If you're feeling extra awesome, share this video with a friend who loves discovering crazy facts about the world. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next adventure.